morning, everyone. And a very, very warm, beautiful, sunny morning it is for us here in Tobago. A warm welcome to you of the Find Your Fire tribe. If you're watching live or if you're going to be catching the replay, warm welcome to you all. I'm Wendy Yoching, founder of Healing Spaces Caribbean and tribe mom of the Find Your Fire tribe. And I'm so happy that you could join us for this, our first Monday meditation or Meditation Monday back in the tribe for 2021. Today, January 10th, starts a series of 4 sessions that we're going to be having with Kundalini Yoga teacher Elspeth Duncan. She's going to take us through the month of January doing an interesting and powerful mix of music, meditation and movement. So I'm going to introduce you to Elspeth now and going to actually hand over the stage to Elspeth. So welcome, Elspeth. So happy to have you here.
Thank you, Wendy. Good morning, everybody. I'm Elspeth, Kundalini Yoga teacher based in Tobago. Thank you, Wendy, for inviting me to be on your series. And I look forward to using this month of January to start us all off on a very powerful journey. We are in a new year, and usually in a new year we all have goals, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have goals and ambitions and things that they want to achieve for the year. And sometimes you can have these goals and ambitions and things that you want to do, but there may be something within you that's blocking you from that. You can want something, but there's a part of you, there's a part of your subconscious, there's a part of your energy that is saying, yes, I want this, but maybe I'm not worth it, or maybe I can't achieve it, maybe I can't do it, even if you're not thinking it consciously, it's there. So that's why I've labeled this, thanks, Andy. That's why I've labeled this series Powerfully Possible, because I think we are all powerful, and whether we're in a moment where we don't think that we're powerful, the fact is we are. There are many layers that exist on top of that power. Sometimes it might be fear, insecurity, doubts, those things that block us from fully allowing that energy to operate and manifest as it can. So the beauty of Kundalini Yoga, maybe some of you are familiar with it, some are not. Some people hear the word Kundalini and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? So I'll just briefly explain what that is, and then we can get into the experience. And I call it an experience because each person will have his or her own experience, and that's what I say is the best explanation of Kundalini Yoga that you could ever have, your own experience. The Kundalini, we all have a reservoir of very powerful energy based at the base of the spine. And Kundal, which means curl or lock, a curl in the lock of hair of the beloved. Kundalini, so the Kundalini energy is coiled. It's usually envisioned as a snake, coiled at the base of the spine. And through a series of breaths, Kundalini Yoga uses a lot of different kinds of breath work. Through a series of different breaths, postures, movements, sound currents in the form of mantras and chanting and stimulating the meridian points on the roof of the mouth, and mudras, and which is stimulating meridian points in the hands, and channeling that energy up to the brain, sending certain messages up to the brain so that then that translates into your body and your energy, la-di-da-di-da. In a nutshell, that is Kundalini Yoga. And through all of those things, we're awakening that energy. And when that Kundalini energy uncoils and rises up through the chakras, opening them, I know that those of you who participated in the Meditation Mondays with Terry, you all would have gone through the chakras. So you would have an understanding of that. So the Kundalini Yoga energy rises up, opens up the chakras, and we're able to operate at our maximum potential because those storehouses of energy in us are being opened, doors are being opened. So that's what I hope to be able to do for you in these sessions in very simple ways, because Kundalini Yoga involves tools. It's like we are walking toolboxes of, once you know these techniques, these are scientific, ancient scientific techniques that help us in different areas of life. And I hope that what you learn with me, or what you pick up, or whatever you take away from it, that not only can you use it for yourself, but that you can go and also use it with somebody else and teach somebody in a moment that they may be feeling scared or depressed or anything, that you could say, hey, why don't you try this? It's going to help you, and I guarantee you it will. It will. So let's begin. I'm going to tell you how we tune into a Kundalini Yoga session. Now in Kundalini Yoga we also utilize the sound current in the form of chants, mantras. Kundalini Yoga has a lot of beautiful music, which is another reason I love Kundalini Yoga, I myself being a musician. We tune in to every session with 2 mantras, which I'm going to introduce to you. The first one is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om is the creative energy of the universe. Guru Dev Namo. Gu is darkness, Ru is light, and Dev is divine wisdom. So Guru Dev means divine wisdom that takes you from darkness to light. So when we chant Om Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times to start a session, we're calling upon the creative energy of the universe to come to us, to guide us, to help us connect with our inner teacher, and to guide us from darkness to light through this divine wisdom. The other mantra is a bit longer, you may not remember it, but while I chant it, what you can visualize, it's 4 sentences, and for each sentence you're envisioning a point of light. So Ad Gurena Me, and then to the side, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me behind you, Siri Guru Devina Me to the left. And this is surrounding you with a protective field of white light. Ad Gurena Me, I bow to the primal energy. Jugad Gurena Me, I bow to the wisdom. Jugad Gurena Me, I bow to the timeless wisdom. Sat Gurena Me, I bow to the true wisdom. And Siri Guru Devina Me, I bow to the great transparent wisdom. So it's early in the morning, and we're all either waking up, or maybe you're out doing other stuff and you're coming back. So we're going to bring ourselves in to ourselves from wherever you were. And I mean, you might be watching this in the night, and maybe you've had a busy day. So allow this tuning in to bring you to your center. So sitting with your palms facing up, you realize I'm sitting in a chair, and I think this is important to show that yoga, you don't always need to be cross-legged. Not everybody could be sitting cross-legged for long periods of time. Kundalini Yoga, a lot of it could be done in a chair. Okay, so just close your eyes, sit with your spine straight, shoulders relaxed, neck straight, so everything is just straight. Palms resting up on the knees. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale. Inhale, bring your palms together at the center of the chest. And as you bring them to the center of the chest, you're pressing your thumbs slightly into your sternum. This is like pressing a button here. Remember, we're dealing with meridians and energy points, and pressing certain things could like when you go for reflexology and you're pressing here, for example, and that's operating on your stomach. So when you press here, it's almost like pressing an elevator button that says, okay, going up to the 7th floor, and the 7th floor happens to be the 7th chakra, the crown. So we're here up in the crown, where we are connecting with the divine. So inhale deeply, and we're going to chant the first Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Now we're moving to the next chant. Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siri Guru Devina Me. Surround yourself with that protective white light. Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siri Guru Devina Me. Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siri Guru Devina Me. Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Satguru Namah, Sri Guru Deva Namah. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. And as you hold the breath, just set your intention for this session. Powerfully possible. Whatever it is in your life that you need and want to be powerfully possible, just believe that it is. And that you are, most importantly. Exhale. Relax. So, I know that this is about movement as much as it is about stillness. So today we're actually going to be still, and we're going to deal mainly with the breath, which is something that I like to focus on first, because I realize that a lot of people do not breathe properly. And this is what I want to do, because it doesn't make sense for us to go into breathing when you may not be breathing properly. So when you inhale, what I'd like you to do right now is inhale through your nostrils. Hold the breath slightly, and then exhale through your nostrils. Again, inhale through the nostrils. All inhalation and exhalation is through the nostrils unless I tell you to do otherwise. Exhale, nostrils. Now the next time you inhale again, I want you to notice, does your abdominal area expand when you inhale, or does it contract? So just do a few more inhalations and exhalations, and just, you don't need to say it in the comments, because actually I'm not seeing the comments. I can see them, but I'm not seeing them, if you know what I mean. So just know for yourself if it's expanding or contracting. Now, if it is that when you inhale, your abdominal area goes in, then you are not breathing correctly. That's like a paradoxical breathing. When we inhale, the abdominal area expands, then the air fills all the way up here. The example I like to give is a balloon. When you blow a balloon, I was actually going to bring a balloon, but I forgot. The base of the balloon is the one that fills first, and then the rest of the balloon fills until you have this whole balloon. And that is like the body. This is the base. So if here is the mouth of the balloon, if my nostrils are the mouth of the balloon, and so I'm bringing air into the balloon, this base fills first, then all fills here comes up. Then as I exhale, just when you're letting the air out of the balloon, it's similar. You know, the air starts coming out. And because this, when you exhale, the abdominal area should push back in towards the spine, contract, so that pushes the air out. We have a diaphragm. Diaphragm is dome shaped. So if you inhale and your stomach goes in, what you're doing technically, if this is your diaphragm, when you push this in, you're actually pushing the diaphragm so that the air, so that it's like that. Remember, the lungs are here. So when your breath comes in, it only has a very shallow area to go into when your stomach is contracted on the inhale. Whereas if your abdominal area expands on the inhale, the diaphragm drops down, so you see how much more space you have for that air to come into the lungs. Now when we live in a very tense world, and it's like a vicious cycle, because the tension of life causes us to breathe in a very shallow way, unless we're conscious of the way that we breathe. So like when you're scared, you're like, oh my god, cha-cha-cha, you know, your breath is very shallow and quick, or like you're rushing around, no, I don't have time for this, I don't have time, you know, and you're just like, so that tense, shallow breath actually makes us more tense. The more shallow your breath is, your body is responding to that. So when in yoga, or just moments of relaxation, when your breath slows down so dramatically, and when you can bring more air into the lungs through proper breathing, it's like a message to your body that just says relax. So that is the importance of learning to breathe properly. So having said that, now I'm just saying that because the meditation we're going to do today relies very heavily on the breath. In Kundalini Yoga, there's, as I said, there are many different kinds of breaths, and one form of breathing is known as segmented breathing. So for example, there's a segmented breath that involves four inhalations and one long exhalation that is technically equal to the four. So it would be like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, exhale. And that simple breath is used to elevate your mood. So you might be feeling low energy, you might be feeling depressed, you might be feeling sluggish in your mood. That breath actually is used to pick up your mood and bring a lighter spirit to you. And if you realize when you hear a child crying, or when somebody's crying, you know, they finish crying and they're like, the body knows what to do. That's to tell you the power of the breath. That the body itself goes into that breath when the body itself wants to recover from that sadness and from that bout of crying. But we just take it for granted. But using that yogic technology, you can actually use the breath to direct and channel your moods and change them according to what you want it to be. So before we go into our meditation, let me just step aside a bit and check on the time, as in how much more time we have. Right? So we have about 10 minutes left, which is enough time for us to experience this meditation. And then it's something you can do on your own, and it's also something you can teach to other people because it's very simple and it's very useful. But before we go into that, we're going to do one little warm-up, and that warm-up is you're putting 4 fingers in front and the thumbs behind like this. This is a heart, now the heart chakra here at the center. This is a heart opening posture. So my back is straight, my shoulders are relaxed, thumbs behind, fingers in front. You're going to inhale and twist to the left. Exhale and twist to the right. Like that, keeping a nice powerful breath. So I want you to keep doing that. I'm just going to do it for about a minute. And while, now this is something you can do in a chair, it's something you can do cross-legged, it's something you can even do standing up. Keep going. What it is, it's a heart opening movement. And it's also, of course, physically speaking, it's good for trimming the waistline if you're interested in trimming your waistline. That's the thing about Kundalini Yoga. You're looking at very much the physical effects on the body, physical, mental, emotional, energetic. That is why I like Kundalini Yoga so much. It focuses on all of those aspects and it goes really deep. So we're opening the heart because I want us to have open hearts as we enter this meditation. Okay, now inhale at the center. Hold that breath. Exhale through the nostrils and slowly bring your arms down. Okay, now we're going to move into our meditation. Now, meditations could be silent, they could have mantras, they could be just focusing on the breath, they could just be focusing on drishti, which is the eye focus. So eye focus could be here on the third eye, you could be focusing on the crown, you could be focusing on the chin, you could be focusing on the tip of the nose, or you could be focusing on something to do with your hands, as we're doing in this meditation. Hands are very important. I know some people don't have hands. Some people are injured or they've lost limbs, they don't have hands, but the beauty of it is that the power of our, now here's another example of powerfully possible. Somebody may say, well, I don't have hands, how could I do this meditation? And I would simply say, visualize that you have those arms, because our visual sense is extremely powerful, and you can have the experience simply through visualization, even if you can't do it physically. Somebody who's, it's just a whole range of stuff, but visualization is important. So what we're doing in this meditation, this is a meditation that through the breath and through the hand position, the mudra that we'll be using, and where the different fingers are pressing and what they're stimulating, all of that comes together to have the effect that this meditation has, which is that if you feel, I know a lot of people feel very anxious and depressed in this world, and this is one meditation that clears those blues away, it lifts the spirit, it shifts whatever is there that is heavy and that is blocking your way. And I want to tie that into the powerfully possible thing that you have something you want to achieve, whether it's something you want to achieve today, or whether it's something you want to achieve in your life, or something that you've planned out that this is what I want to do this year. But there's something there that may not be blocking you, that may not be allowing you to get there, whether you're aware of it or not. Sometimes we're not aware of the things that are blocking us, and we just wonder, well, why isn't this thing happening? I'm doing so much and it's just not happening. It's that little silent thing that is just like, once you get the right tool to just help you wipe it away, you know, smooth sailing. So what we're going to do is you're taking your right hand, curling your fingers in, so it's like this, thumb is up, stick that straight out. Take your left hand, let it meet. Now notice it's, you're holding it right there in front of your third eye. So it's like that, direct. Wrap the left hand around the right fist. Hold that. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. You don't want to be tense. You don't want to be like that. Like that. Relax. Hold it at eye level. Relax. And what you're going to do, staring at your thumbs. You stare at your thumbs for this whole meditation. And we're just going to do it for like, let's say 3 minutes, just so you get a handle on it. And then it's something that you can do on your own. So what you're going to do is inhale slowly to the count of 5, so 5 seconds. So you're inhaling while in your mind you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you exhale for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you hold that breath out for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So all of that you're doing while staring at your thumbs. Don't shift your gaze from your thumbs. I'm just going to set my timer for 3 minutes and we'll begin. Now it's the length. Now these breaths, the timing of each breath, remember it's an ancient science, so it's having an effect on your body that you may not understand intellectually, but you will understand it energetically. So just pay attention to how you're feeling now and how you're feeling after. Ideally, when you have your own time, try and do this for at least 11 minutes, but 3 minutes is a good start. So let's begin. Inhaling for 5, exhale for 5, and hold it out for 15. so just finish your cycle. If you're still in the middle of a cycle, finish it. And then once you finish that, inhale deeply, still maintaining the position. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Squeeze all of your muscles, everything, your eyes, your feet, whatever muscles you could conjure up in your body, just squeeze it tightly. Exhale. Inhale. Do the same. Squeeze. Exhale. And last time, inhale. Squeeze as you hold the breath. Exhale. And just shake it out. And relax. I just want you to sit quietly now and just close your eyes, go into yourself, see what you feel. And as you sit quietly, I am going to play my Native American flute. Now, when I play it, it's, the Native American flute, it's in the key of F sharp, which stimulates what is known as the high heart. So you have the heart chakra, then you have the high heart, which is the thymus chakra, it's known as. So this, in terms of sound healing, this is stimulating that the immune system. It's very good with helping with the immune system, which, everything now is about strengthening your immune system. I mean, it's always about that, but you know what I mean. And it's also opening the high heart, stimulating the high heart, which connects us to other hearts as well as to the divine heart. So just close your eyes and I'm going to play a little flute prayer, just spontaneously, whatever emerges. That this prayer is for all of us, that whatever you require to be powerfully possible, let it be delivered. Just to close, and we usually sing this at the end, but I'll just say the words at the end of every Kundalini Yoga session. I'll just say the words. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Sat-nam, Sat-nam, Sat-nam. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Elspeth. That was beautiful.
Thank you
I'm
very
going to have
much.
to squeeze over a little bit. No, you don't go too far. Anyway, so everyone, I thank you for those of you who are watching the live. I really, really thank you for being here with us and giving us your energy. For those of you watching the replay, the energy is still available to you. It's yours. When you do watch the replay, type #replay so that we know that you saw it and that you were there. I'd like to thank Elspeth so much for the gift that she brought us today and the gift that she will be bringing us for the next few weeks till the end of January, every Monday here on the Find Your Fire Tribe Meditation Mondays. Elspeth, would you like to tell our tribe a little bit about your other hats? Because she has so many hats. This girl is multi-talented. She's a woman of real value in my life. And so I'd like her to tell you, for a minute or two, just a little bit about the other things that she does, so that if you are interested, you can find Elspeth and share some of her goodness. Over to you.
Thanks, Wendy. Well, as you can see, I teach Kundalini Yoga, so I teach on Fridays I teach physically in Tobago, but I also do online classes. If you're interested, you can contact me or through Wendy or otherwise and find out about them. I also am a journalist. I write for the newspaper. Right now I have a column every Sunday with the Newsday, and I also write feature articles for the Newsday. I am, what else am I? A musician. I have a new album out.
As we can tell.
I have a new album out called Songs for My Beloved, and maybe I could share that link with you as well. And what else do I do? Photographer, filmmaker. I do a lot of things. I'm a creative person, but something that is very, very and extremely close to my heart and which I immerse most of my life in is animal rescue and being an advocate for animals and making sure that the well-being of animals is at the top of our nation's priorities. And so I have an animal rescue NGO called Venus Doggess of Love, which you can find on Facebook, Venus Doggess of Love. And every day I do updates on the different rescues. There's no end to the amount of animal rescue that occurs. Once I step out of my house, there's an animal to attend to. That's just the nature of it. And I love it. It's rewarding. And I would love for more people to become involved. So if you're ever in Tobago and you want to help and you want to volunteer or you want to donate or you want whatever you want to do, it's highly welcomed and it's highly rewarding and you'll have a lot of fun being involved.
Actually, even if you're not in Tobago, wherever you are in the world, there's some way that you can help Venus Doggess of Love do their magnificent work.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. For today, we're going to say bye-bye so that everybody can get on with their mornings. But once again, Elspeth, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Bye-bye.
Thank you.